Whittward Carver presents The Case of the Pilfered Puddings. Inspector Whitt was having a day that was more drizzle than a bank holiday weekend. His tea was tepid, his newspaper was soggy, and his favourite hat had been chewed by a stray dog. But the cherry on top of this miserable Sunday was the new case that landed on his desk. Someone was stealing puddings from the local bakery. Whitt stared at the report, his eyebrows raised. Puddings? Really? Who in their right mind steals puddings? His sergeant, with a face as crumpled as yesterday's news, shrugged. Dunno, sir. But Mr. Patel from the bakery is in a right state. Says it's been happening for weeks. Whitt sighed. Fine. Let's catch this pudding pilferer. They headed to Patel's Puddings, where the distraught owner greeted them. Inspector, it's a disaster. My sticky toffees, my treacle tarts, my spotted dicks, all gone. Whitt bit back a smile. I promise, Mr. Patel, we'll get to the bottom of this sticky situation. He decided to stake out the bakery that night. Hidden behind a stack of empty crates, Whitt and PC Bailey waited. The bakery was filled with the tantalizing scent of freshly baked goods, making Whitt's stomach rumble like a tube train. Sir, are you sure this is the best plan? Bailey asked, his own stomach growling in harmony. Whitt grinned. Trust me, kid. Criminals always return to the scene of the crime, especially when there's pudding involved. Hours passed. Whitt was about to call it a night when he heard a noise. A figure, clad in black, tiptoed into the bakery. The thief made a beeline for the puddings, stuffing them into a sack. Whitt sprang into action, tackling the thief to the ground. As he wrestled the culprit, he realised it was none other than old Mrs. Higginbotham again. Mrs. H, Whitt gasped. What the bleeding hell? She grinned, her dentures gleaming in the dim light. I couldn't resist, Inspector. After our last encounter, I developed a taste for excitement. And puddings. Whitt stared, then laughed. Only in blasted London would Granny's pudding heist be my biggest case of the week. Back at the station, Whitt tossed the stolen puddings onto the sergeant's desk. Case closed. I'm going home to put my feet up and try not to think about sticky toffees. The sergeant raised an eyebrow. You do realise, sir, that we can't actually keep her locked up for stealing puddings? Whitt shrugged. I know, but at least we can scare her into eating her own baking. Besides, who knows? Maybe next week she'll graduate to stealing scones. And so life in London carried on, filled with its peculiar mix of the ordinary and the downright daft. Whitt knew one thing for sure. He'd never look at a treacle tart the same way again.